Meeting is now being live streamed. Okay. There we are. Sweet. Now I got to do this thing before I can really have much of a meeting, and that's I got to share it around and let everybody know out there that we're having a show, and that's going to take a couple minutes. So, welcome to what'll be the live stream of the Comedeoro-logical report recording session. I make a finalized version of the show, which comes out sometime tomorrow morning, probably. And it gets aired on CFR 88.7 FM and CKUW 95.9 FM. On the air live right now. Tune in to ask your weather questions of the panel. So we will start with a look at BC's weather. The weather is changing in British Columbia right now, and that's exciting. Yes, very exciting, isn't it? We have fresh snow in the mountains here in Wells. I'm sure that's what everybody wants to hear out there. Fresh snow, so I'm just sharing this around right now. Brandon Hauk is just showing up. That's great news. We're all going to be here soon. Brandon Hauk just showing up. I got my kids upstairs watching The Littlest Hobo. I'm just sharing the link around, Brandon, for the live stream.
All right.
On the air live right now. How has your week been, my friend?
Oh, it's been busy. Have to do a course on viruses and stuff today. I failed the test.
You failed the virus test.
Yeah, the company sent out. Well, they put their Stingray, the company logo at the bottom of the file, and they asked to. There was a review on something, so they told us to open the file, and it's a Microsoft file, and yeah, they got me.
I got you.
They sent an email out that said the majority of you did not pass this test, so we have to do a course today.
That's funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's when the Prince of Uganda writes your radio station and says, "I have business opportunity for you."
Ooh, you better listen.
Oh yeah.
I remember the first time I saw that one like 20 years ago. Hi, Imogen.
Hi.
How's your week been?
Adequate. I don't think I sent anything in this week.
I don't think you did either.
Interesting. Well, no, it's not.
Very much not interesting. Well, we're just looking at BC weather right now. Want to hear a synopsis from Avalanche Canada? An abrupt transition from summer to fall continues today for the central interior plateau. Begins Friday for the southern coast and southern third of the interior. This passing cold front, its northwesterly winds will cause freezing levels to initially plummet to 1,500 meters and bottom out near 1,000 meters by Saturday morning. The high elevation routes will see the most drastic change. Earlier this week, daytime temperatures peaked in the mid to high teens for places like Panas Summit, the Okanagan Connector, and Rogers Pass. On Friday and or Saturday, not only these places will see precipitation, but it could fall in the form of snow. Accumulations are challenging to predict at the moment, as the warm ground may cause much of the precipitation to melt on contact. Cold front exits BC into Montana this morning moderately. It's not this morning anymore. On Friday, a new low pressure system slides down the coast, bringing the first round of rain to a very parched southern coast. Locally, heavy rain is possible there. Uncertainty in how the landscape will respond. How will it shed that water? In the wake of this low, potentially strong, gusty northwesterly winds will impact Vancouver Island and the mainland communities nearest the water late Friday, early Saturday morning. Isn't that exciting?
It is.
Yeah, fresh snow on the mountain here.
Cool.
Ooh, look at that jet stream map. That's all of Canada is suddenly below it.
Yeah,
Is it-
nice flow.
Look at that.
Almost so. Means things are gonna
How'd
be
that
up.
happen so fast?
Welcome to
Voodoo.
fall.
Chalk it up to voodoo. It's kind of my explanation for most things.
Yeah.
Ooh, snowing. I'm not ready. I don't have wood, man.
Might be more age related, man.
No, this is a firewood problem.
Don't ruin it for me.
No, I have the opposite problem. I can't get it to go down.
Well, it explains why the cat won't come in.
Mixed precipitation, rain, snow, sleet. That's Friday, 5 p.m., Brandon.
Yep. Friday 5. I'm gonna look at the European here.
Sneaking over the mountains towards you there.
Yep. And ain't gonna touch me. Ah, can't touch this. Stay in those foothills in the mountains. Make them white.
I hope some comes over to you just to
Might get a wet.
just to get you. Yes.
What was that? That was like
Uh,
3 when I was trick or treating 30 below in a blizzard. That was a lot of fun.
looks like we're not getting too much yet, but I think this secondary front there. Look at that, Sunday 3 a.m. What's this gonna throw at us? Oh, it's gnarly. Pretty deep, eh?
A little bit of hell coming over there.
Flip your isobars on there. You see the pressure on your pressure on.
Snowing in those big mountains up coast constantly. Hey, look at that image my cat wants in.
He's lying.
Ooh, that thing's going not quite bombogenesis, but
Part near, man. We could get 15,
Definitely.
20 centimeters Monday. Ugh.
mid-latitude cyclone. Genesis here.
Really. Yeah, then it just kind of pukes outward,
Word.
stalls and dumps.
Well, actually, let's take a look here. I'm zooming in right on Wells. Yeah, there it is. Wells 26.6. Quesnel 4.
Oh yeah, they don't get snow like we do.
No.
Never. Well, once in a while, but no.
Williams Lake.
No one gets snow like we do. Look at that. One after another Tuesday.
Yeah, it's just going to be a parade of.
Ay.
That's right.
Jesus Christ.
Knew this was coming. It just happened so fast, eh?
Yeah.
6:46. Still 14 minutes before showtime officially. Brian Schmidt says he's out there. I hope he comes in tonight on the show. Talks to us about the smoke. It was very smoky
Seems
down
to
there.
exist somewhere. I mean, he answers when Frankie video calls him.
Oh yeah, he's out there.
Ryan's good for that.
And, yeah, I was supposed to be at a haunted house tonight, but we decided to move it to next week.
Why didn't you go tonight?
They didn't have enough people to scare me, apparently.
Short-staffed.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. I could have gone without them trying to scare me. That's fine.
I mean, at the very least, walking through and checking out the scenery is kind of fun. Seeing what kind of stuff they have set up in there.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
They want
I live in
to scare me apparently. So
They
live in
just
a
want to
haunted
make you
house.
cry. They're trying. Good for them.
I won't be able to make you cry. No, I might say a few bad words at them, but
Wow.
that's
Special weather statements across southern BC, such as this one for Merritt to Kelowna, Friday afternoon to Saturday. Shift to fall weather is finally happening tomorrow as a colder air mass arrives at the Pacific weather system. Periods of snow will likely give some accumulations over elevated highway passes. Stay tuned to weather updates. Be prepared to adjust your driving condition. Changing road conditions. Be prepared. Be prepared. Be prepared.
almost the only weather alerts in Canada. Oh, the store. Good. Manjapani. Good. All right.
So that's exciting. Special weather statements regarding snow. Welcome to the show, everybody. The warm spot in Canada right now is in Nanaimo, 17 degrees. The cold spot in Canada is in Nunavut, 31 below at Eureka. Eureka! That's the cold spot in British Columbia is 2.7 degrees right now in Dease Lake, way up north.
All right. Let's see who's the hot spot in Canada today, all time. Today, 1-4. Actually, Melita, Manitoba got to 23 today. Melita. That's right in the southwest corner there.
Prince George, you're gonna look cloudier and cloudier come Sunday. Rain, periods of snow, chance of showers, chance of flurries at night. I have 9 in the day on Monday though. And then down to 5, but -3 at night. So that's pretty good fluctuation.
Yeah.
Narrow. Awesome.
Like we're done with the 20s for a while here.
The average high at this time of year in Prince George is 8.5 degrees. It says average low is 0.9 below. Highest temperature ever recorded, 15.6 above. 1952 was minus 13.3 2 years below that. Before that,
Yes. And average for Brooks is 11, and -2 is the low. The record today was 26 back in 2014, and then the record low was -16 back in 1930.
the most snow on the ground was in 2004 in Prince George, 11 centimeters on this day. Greatest snowfall between 42 and 2009, 1947, 3.3 centimeters.
Pretty good stuff.
That's not very exciting. 3.3 centimeters. What did you do this week, Imogen?
I threw a lot of furniture out a window. That's pretty much what I did.
Tough.
That was my highlight, really.
Just tossing furniture out windows.
Yeah. Well, a friend in Mill Bay, his roommate died, and they need to get rid of a whole bunch of stuff. Now his roommate was 87, so it was inevitable. But they're like, they went and they got a big garbage bin to put all the crap into. So I drove up there and got to smash stuff up and huck it out a window. Well, a sliding door after someone fell through the deck. So the deck had collapsed and I got to chuck a lot of furniture out. So that was fun.
Smoky down there this week?
Pardon?
Smoky down there this week?
Not really. Intermittently, a little bit. Like it's been a little bit foggy off and on, and that's about it.
Just on the edge of
lot
the
going
day.
on.
Yeah.
Dealt with some biohazard stuff, and that's about it. I think I sent you a biohazard video, or a video from one of the cleanouts from one of those. A lot of tetanus. That's what's in that one.
We're on the air. I'm putting it on Twitter. We're on the air right now with Brandon Howell.
Nothing but air.
No kidding.
Imogen and Frankie's coming soon. The great Frankie McDonald. Yeah, I didn't have a very exciting week. I mean, I'm like broke and poor and sitting and waiting for things to happen.
What are you waiting for?
Like EI money and truck to get fixed and
What's going on with your truck?
computer problems, unfortunately.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it sucks.
The engine in my car is absolutely shot. So it's if it wasn't standard, it would be completely undrivable. But right now it's running on 2 cylinders. So
Oh.
that's awesome.
2-cylinder car.
But yeah, it's basically a smart car now. That's how useless it is.
Low on fuel there, eh?
Pardon?
Good for fuel, eh?
Well, considering like, okay, I filled up the tank the other day and a quarter tank drove me from the island to Coquitlam and back. So that was a quarter tank of gas. That's how awesome this thing is. So even if it sucks on fuel, it's still pretty good. So I'm pretty happy about that. Definitely could be worse.
Having no vehicle working at all, that's worse, I'm telling you.
I know, right? So it's still sort of drivable. I just have to be real careful with it. So I'm driving it gently, and it doesn't like being driven gently. It likes to go fast and it likes to go far.
You like to go fast and far.
It's designed for speed, man. It's designed by a BART. It's meant for it. It doesn't like low gears. It's like you put it in first gear and it's like cruise control kicks in and starts to accelerate on its own. It's the weirdest thing. And it's kind of fun. Incidentally, it makes long stretches of highway really fun. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got a kitty inside. This little guy, his buddy even showed up yesterday. You know, I wasn't here and he like came right in the house. Guy is usually pretty shy. And I like picked him up even. Like, hey, Orangey.
Nice.
Fun letting me touch you.
Hello, kitty.
But that's been a no-no. Orangey's always been at a distance, but he came right in yesterday. It's like, yo, Maui home? I'm like, no, Orangey. Got no Meowie.
There
He like wandered around looking everywhere. That's so cute. Little cat buddies. The animals of Wells, they just,
They're friendly.
yeah.
Little cat friends.
I'm like trying to find an angle with my camera that doesn't make my house look messy.
You could just do what Brandon does and use a blurry backdrop.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I suppose, eh?
And then I disappear when I lean back. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So
What about yeah,
there we go.
some cool pictures from Joey Only's life. Yeah, some shit on
There
fire.
you go. See, now you've got a weird backdrop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, shit's on fire. Now look at this. There's Giant Harley and Giant Joey. Ah,
Awesome. Now you're the little brother.
There you go.
yeah. Someday I want to grow up to be like me.
There you go.
Now I'm really big. See, that's all tricks. That's special effects.
Oh,
It was well last year at this time. So yeah, snow is late coming, but we got snow. It's coming. Frankie's gonna be here in like 4 minutes, I bet.
Oh yeah.
Which background should I pick? They're all so lame.
Scroll through. Use that one. Are you smoking a sausage? Is that what we're seeing?
Yeah, well, it's smoked sausage. I can't seem to get out of the way so you can see it. There you go.
That's
Sausage
excellent.
is what I'm saying. I'm saying sausage. I always say that when I'm eating sausages.
Sausages. Sausages.
Totally. Almost showtime. Is everyone pumped?
Oh yeah. We're all pumped.
Oh, yeah. Thrilled.
That's awesome. There we go. That's better.
Oh, Jesus.
He's got it for a while.
Biden's a bunch of bitch slap you.
No, he's being sworn in, and Frankie's there representing Canada.
Sobatika. What is someone from tweeted me? Sobatika, at least we have lit fingy bobs to go. What?
What?
That was a tweet I just got. Yeah.
Oh.
Here's the
I haven't
Wells
actually signed
Hotel
into.
up the street from me with a whole bunch of vehicles and stuff.
Oh yeah. It's
Hillbillies
almost like
drive.
Last Chance Saloon in Wayne, Alberta. There.
It's much like that here in Wells. Yeah. Thanks for the tip. Yeah, I don't have to use. Cool. Don't have to use just any old picture.
That's right. You can use any photo.
I like it. So thank you for joining me in my photo looking. These are all like old ones.
Oh yeah.
Hey, there's Meowie and Orangey. Hey, there's Orangey.
Oh, there they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roaming around being cats.
He like came in the other day. He's just like, "Where's Meowie? What's up?" I was like, "Dude, you don't live here, man." But it was too late.
Too late.
Almost Frankie time. The kids are watching Three Amigos.
Three Amigos.
Sweet.
Here's a pretty cool picture I took of Jordan Jules this summer on the fire line.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
I'm like walking towards him. I'm like, "Stop! Fucking, it's all loud." I'm like, and he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Fucking plane behind you." And then he realized right away. He's like, "Pose." He's all about the posing, that guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's funny. I was like, "Pose, man." Yeah, almost showtime.
Showtime.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. That was just ripping. That one. Ripping. And it like jumped over the guard. And all the chunks of burning stuff flying off that. So then I had to like run out, and we had no nozzle on the big hose, and I was just like standing in the fire, basically like throwing water on it with no nozzle. The water's like splashing out the edge of the.
Wow.
That was pretty funny. Pretty funny. All right, almost showtime. Frankie time. Everyone in character.
Out as much as it gets.
Yep.
That's too weird to have a picture of myself. It's like I'm looking over my own shoulder or something. Like, the heck? This was a good one. It was like a stove underneath a tree. It was like,
oh yeah,
like a little furnace underneath the spruce tree. It's pretty neat. Oh yeah, and here's Dallas just giving her shit. I'm like, "Get in there, go get it, lad." He's like, "Right on," all stoked, smiling. Big smile on his face, running into fire.
that is amazing.
Yeah. 7:01. I guess we should start official showtime here in a sec, eh?
Awesome.
For anybody who might be watching out there.
They're not. We know this.
There might be one person watching, maybe.
That just because you have your YouTube running doesn't mean that anyone's watching us.
Yeah.
So
Pardon?
I probably shared it on my page there, so at least one person might be watching, might be interested.
Well, we got 2 thumbs up, so that's me, you. How come you haven't put a thumbs up, Imogen?
It didn't occur to me to actually open it up and play
Didn't
it
they
on my
say
YouTube.
thumbs up?
I'm just teasing.
Wasn't the thumbs up like deemed inappropriate or something this week? Yeah. It was on
Why?
Saturday. I don't know.
How would that be inappropriate?
What? Thumbs up's inappropriate?
I guess in some circumstances, I guess, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, see,
Okay.
I just opened up my YouTube link and it only says there's only one of you guys actually thumbs up it or whatever. There's only one showing, so yeah, okay. See, I just put one on there. Are you happy now?
What's great is that the radio listeners, you know,
Have no input, have nothing
yeah,
to say.
it comes on and most of the time people are like, well, I'll switch the station. And then the commercial break comes on the other station. They come back and hear us some more. You know how radio is.
Oh, yeah.
Your talk show. Okay, let's hit record and make a show. I do have lots of extra clips we can throw in this week too. So I mean, you know, whatever we make for the recording session somehow doesn't always translate into the quality of the show and the final product. Okay.
Touche.
3, 2, 1. Good morning, Prince George, and good afternoon, Winnipeg, Manitoba. This is the Comedeoro-logical Report. I am Joey Only, your host here in Wells, British Columbia. You're hearing us on C for 88.7 FM in Prince George, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m., and you're hearing us at noon in Winnipeg on Mondays on CKUW 95.9 FM. This is the Comedy Meteorology Report, the Comedeoro-logical, even I sometimes have a hard time saying it. Comedeorology is a science that I invented with the help of fellow cometeorologists Brandon Houck and Frankie McDonald. And what it is, it's a study of how ridiculous the weather can be in Canada, and ridiculous it can be indeed. The man Frankie McDonald is showing up right now. He'll be on with us in just a couple seconds to talk about all the weather across Canada, the world, everything. We got Brandon Houck down there in Brooks, Alberta, and he's sitting at home right now. And we got Imogen Cook and Bailey down there in Victoria. Welcome to the show, everybody. Hey, Frankie McDonald, how you doing so far this week, buddy?
So far, I was just on Jason Marshall. We Don't Have Cookies podcast, a show before your show, and 2 shows before you. I was on the Ghetto Basement, Owen Gonzello. That was 2 shows before you. I was on Jason Marshall, a show before you. And guess what? Jason Marshall's interview was originally Sunday at 2 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This Sunday passed, but Jason Marshall had to reschedule the interview from Sunday till tonight because Jason Marshall has too many other things. This Sunday passed.
How come Jason Marshall still doesn't have cookies? I mean, can't someone get this guy some cookies?
We Don't Have Cookies. That's the name of his podcast.
Yes, I know. I'm just.
Oh, yeah,
So,
that's what
Frankie,
Jason is.
talk to us about the weather in Sydney, Nova Scotia right now. You're
Right now,
outside.
it's cold and clear skies in Sydney, Nova Scotia right now. It was raining earlier in the morning, and the temperature cooled down in my area, Sydney, Nova Scotia. It's cold outside right now. It's going to turn really warm in the weekend and the next week all across the entire eastern Canada and eastern United States. It's going to bring some sort of snowstorm in western Manitoba and eastern Saskatchewan and parts of Dakotas and things like this. And it's going to bring colder than average temperatures in western Canada. It's going to bring that atmospheric river with lots of rain in Vancouver, British Columbia, Victoria. This week coming up, and rain's going to starting on Friday in Vancouver, British Columbia. That's somebody told me that in Vancouver, and I was at the Cape Breton Eagles game tonight. The Cape Breton Eagles tried their best. The Huskies won 5, Eagles 3.
Eagles. It's been a long time since they've won games, isn't it? They've not been a very good team for how many years?
And did you hear about that? Down in the states of California, drier than average temperatures. There's been really warm temperatures in Florida and Alabama. It was really cold earlier this week in Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas, where in places like in Tennessee and Kentucky and things like this. In eastern United States, it was colder than average temperatures like Georgia, Carolinas, Virginia, DC, New York, and all these places. It was really hot all the way up to Whitehorse, Yukon, British Columbia, Washington, Oregon, and California. Now California is going to turn a little bit cooler than average temperatures. Then it's going to, in British Columbia, it's going to bring a lot of rain by atmospheric river. And down South America, it's been a lot of rain and thunderstorms in Venezuela and things like this. Northern Chile is drier than average temperatures as right now. And Brazil's getting a lot of rain and thunderstorms. And Argentina's warming up because their summer starts on December 21st. And up around UK, it's been a lot of rain and sun up in UK. There will be windstorm season will be starting up in UK and the rest of Europe soon. Then over in Europe, it's bringing lots of warm air, cold air fighting each other as well. In Japan, it's supposed to get warm air, cold air fighting each other. They'll be getting snow in Tokyo this year. South Korea, North Korea, Russia, and China. It's going to bring a lot of China will be getting a dry season soon. India's monsoon season finally came to an end. And up around the places like South Africa, it's getting hotter in South Africa. Tropical cyclone season will soon be starting in Mozambique, Madagascar, South Africa, Botswana, and La Reunion and Mauritius Islands and those places. And then the tropical cyclone season will soon be starting in Australia and New Zealand. They're bringing lots of hail in southeastern Australia. Severe weather with hail and rain in southeastern Australia. And New Zealand's getting warm air, cold air fighting each other. Soon it'll be summertime in New Zealand, a couple of months away. There'll be really bad fire season. And they're getting a lot of rain this southern hemisphere summer in Australia because La Nina year is going to bring so much rain in Australia. Antarctica will be light 24 hours a day soon. So it'll be daylight 24 hours a day in Emerson Scott Post Station, Antarctica, because their summer starts on December 21st.
Who has the worst weather in the world right now, Frankie?
The worst weather in the world right now, somewhere in the other side of the world. That means that you'll hear about that. It's been because there's lots of rain and somewhere in Southeast Asia and things like this. After Hurricane Fiona that hit Sydney, Nova Scotia on September 24th, 2022, there's some people still without power.
They're expecting, calling for us to get up to 26 centimeters of snow here in Wells, maybe Monday, Tuesday, Frankie.
The worst weather in the world is probably hailstorms in southeastern Australia and places like this.
To me, on Monday, we might be having the worst weather in the world because I'm not looking forward to 26 new centimeters of snow here in the mountains. I'm sure if I lived a little lower, and Quesnel might get 4 centimeters, Brandon's saying. So that's just a good. Congratulations, Quesnel. We record the show on Thursday nights, so it's actually the 20th right now of October. So you'll be hearing it in Prince George on the 22nd, the 24th in Winnipeg. Just for reference sake, we are talking about weather, but it's pretty hard to predict your weather when we're talking about it for you, especially in Winnipeg. But all you meteorology students at the University of Winnipeg, I hope that you still listen and take notice as we recount some of the weather stories across Canada and the world this week.
I just found out Joe Yoli's really busy with the bear season. His bear season finishes on November 18th. That's one. And Trey Campbell's busy doing working at the radio station. And did you hear about that total solar eclipse is taking place in Sydney, Nova Scotia on Monday, April 8th, 2024. You'll be arriving in Sydney, Nova Scotia on Friday, April 5th, 2024.
And that's Joe Stover, you mean? He's busy with polar bear season.
Yeah.
Yep. Different Joe.
Yes. And
I did see a bear today.
What about this? And how many people are coming to Sydney on Monday, April 8th, 2024 for solar eclipse?
I'm coming. If I have to hitchhike, if I got to ride the Via Rail train the whole way.
Who else is coming? Jason Marshall, We Don't Have Cookies, Trey Campbell, Roger the Wild Child Show, Compound Media guys, Base Guy Show is coming, Gary and Dino Show is coming too.
Well, when I see him, I'm going to give that guy some cookies. Frankie, when did you know you wanted to be a weatherman?
When I was a little boy, I wanted to grow up. I wanted to be a weatherman. Today, I just did a video for the Mark Grant for the Padres. San Diego Padres are still in playoffs.
Yeah, Mark Grant, who's been on the show before. He's the color commentator for San Diego Padres. And if you do happen to catch the episode, Mark Grant, he's in our chat. And we've been waiting anxiously for his baseball season to end, so we might have another chance to talk with Mark Grant.
Yes, I did a video for him. And I just posted on Twitter. And so many people saw me.
Nice. Maybe I should make a good luck Mark Grant video. When's the next game, the Padres? I'm all in. I'm a Padres fan. Let's go.
Padres are facing against Philadelphia Phillies tomorrow night.
All right, go Padres. Totally
Go
in.
Padres, go.
Mark Grant's the only color commentator from baseball I've ever talked to, but I've always kind of been sympathetic to the Padres, partly because, and I was telling Mark Grant this, that when I was a kid and I had RBI Baseball 3, which was 1990, I wanted to use Roberto Alomar and Joe Carter, and they were on the Padres team of that year. They weren't on the Blue Jays 1990 team, blah, blah, blah. So I played a lot of games, and I loved Tony Gwynn. That guy was awesome. What a baseball player. Frankie?
What? And did you hear about that? And I was at the Cape Breton Eagles game tonight. They tried their best. Cape Breton Eagles tried their best 3 and ruined around the Huskies 5.
When's the last time Cape Breton Eagles won a championship?
Never. They made it to the second round of the playoffs back in 2018-2019 season.
I know one team that's won a championship recently, and it's in Brooks, Alberta. Frankie, you heard about this team, the Brooks Bandits?
Defended.
You hear about this team?
I heard it about a long time ago. Brandon Hoke's hometown.
Yeah, and they're on a winning roll again already, Frankie, this year. So they've had two national championships in a row. And the Brooks Bandits, what are they at, Brandon? 6 games in a row or something already?
About 9 games in a row, and we won our last game yesterday 9-0. So.
Oh yeah, these are close games too.
Oh yeah,
they're not just winning, but it's just by a hair.
Yeah.
You know, because that 9-0 lead that's the worst lead in hockey, they say.
Yeah.
How about you, Brandon? What have you been doing this week? You're supposed to be at a haunted house tonight, but you're not.
Yeah,
I'm in a house right now. It's where I live.
Oh yeah, this is kind of haunted here too. But yeah, it was supposed to be. Well, we were gonna do a haunted house tonight, but then we decided to change it till next Thursday. So I'll be in the haunted house maybe next Thursday, depending on how it all goes out. How it all goes to plan. Someone might jump out and scare me. Who knows? And I'll probably get it on video and it'll be on the show. Oh yeah.
Nice.
And did you hear about? And besides that, did you hear about that? And my interview with Base Guy Show, that's at 4 p.m. Lane time tomorrow. I get off work at 3 o'clock p.m. An hour later, Base Guy Show. I'm on Base Guy Show tomorrow at 4 p.m. That's Friday, October 21st, 2022.
Yeah, Base Guy's still kicking out there, still kicking the Base Guy Show. I see him on Patreon and all that. That's my legs in the photograph there. You can't see. That's
Nice.
not the best
Damn.
picture, I guess. Because when I look at the picture, but it's cut it off. It's got it shaped to fit the width of the screen, so half the picture isn't there. So, Brandon, talk to us about weather in Western Canada this week. What's Winnipeg looking at forward to? You're saying that there was actually some pretty warm weather there this week, today in Manitoba.
Yeah, Melita, Manitoba, the hot spot in Canada today at about 23 degrees. So congratulations, because you will not be that warm ever again. Just kidding. You probably next year at best. So we are anticipating to see, we had some very warm weather this week across Alberta. Like yesterday, I think Claresholm got to 28 degrees. So absolutely a beautiful weather that we've enjoyed over for the first part of October and right throughout until today, when that cold front came through, producing those winds gusting about 50 to 60 kilometers an hour. And we also had some of that smoke drift in from British Columbia. But now that smoke's been pushed to the south thanks to that cold front. So the smoke is gone. So we only had like 2 hours of smoke, and that's about it. Now, as we go through the weekend here, we are going to continue to see this low pressure system develop in Montana. And what that low pressure system is going to do in Montana is going to produce that upslope flow up and down the foothills. And then we could potentially see some snow. Oh, yes, especially for the foothills and the mountain parks here, southwest of Calgary. The potential could be there for a 10, 20. Some localized areas in higher elevations might get 40 centimeters of snow on Saturday. So if you're going to be hiking up the mountain this weekend, good luck to you. But if not, best to stay east of the foothills and Rockies, where you might avoid any snow potential. We might get a few wet flurries in the Brooks area. That would probably be about it. Other than that, just a few showers Friday, and the cool weather persists well into next week. And then we've got another potent storm system developing Sunday into Monday. Actually, the system itself It develops in Colorado, kind of on the Colorado, pretty much kind of hangs out in Wyoming and Colorado. And then it develops a new area of low pressure on Sunday in Nebraska. And then this low pressure system, it's going to be dropping down to 984 millibars on Sunday in Nebraska. And it could produce severe weather on Sunday from Omaha, Nebraska, all the way up to Fargo, North Dakota, including that risk of possibly maybe a few isolated tornadoes. And then the same system is going to continue to move to the north. So Sunday, you'll see a little swath of snow develop across southern Saskatchewan, let's say Val Marie, through Assiniboia to Regina, Yorkton areas. Could be dealing with pretty impressive little swath of snow. I'm going to go with 10 to 20 centimeters. Earlier this week, we had projections of over 60 to 90 centimeters, but that is no longer going to be the case, which is, I guess, a good thing, hey? As the system moves into Manitoba, southern Manitoba is going to be in the warm sector here, so we will see temperatures approach the teens, and we may even see some thunderstorms Monday night, or Sunday night into Monday. Maybe some rumbles of thunder, but that becomes a heavy swath of rain. We could be dealing with on Monday. It's a pretty heavy bout of rain, possibly up to about 40 plus millimeters rain in the Winnipeg area Monday, with mixed precipitation from the lakes of Manitoba. And then it's all snow to the north there as that colder air mass kind of ushers itself in. So that's going to be the situation Monday. And then as we go into next week, we've got a couple more bouts of low pressure moving across the prairies here, kind of like clipper systems. However, there are the same systems that will be impacting BC throughout most of next week, with the just the parade of systems moving through with rain and snow showers. And the temperatures look to stay at or just slightly below average. The average temperature for this time of year around here is about 11 degrees. So typical October weather. No sign of 20 degrees, so that means I have to wear pants for the next little while, which sucks.
Incorrect. You never have to wear pants. It may be advised, but you do not have to. I advise against it.
Outside, yeah, maybe.
Any interesting stories in Brandon's radio world this week?
What interesting stories. Let's see. What did I write down in my notes here for interesting stories? Oh boy. What was it? Okay. Oh well, I guess the most popular Halloween costume is a fairy. I guess. But that's most popular costume of 2022 is a fairy. So whoever did that survey, I don't. Yeah, not very good there. However, a couple other great stories here.
Survey says fairy.
Fairy, yes, fairies. So anything else after this week? What? I'm just trying to dig through here, see if I can remember in my mind here, because oh yeah, so apparently about 9 years ago, this guy in I think New York there, got a taxi, but he couldn't pay for it. So he told the cab driver 9 years ago that he would buy him a Guinness beer at his pub in Ireland if he ever comes to Ireland. So he took it up on him, I guess, 9 years ago. And then this week, 9 years later, the guy showed up at this guy's pub and he got his free Guinness beer for...
The guy got ripped off. I mean, so first of all, first he gets a free taxi ride, and then he's got to fly across the Atlantic Ocean. I mean, how long is he staying in Ireland for? It's probably going to cost some money.
Oh,
for
yeah.
one beer. I mean, if that guy shows up at your pub, you better feed him. I mean, I don't drink no more, so I don't really mean this. But if a guy goes through that much trouble to come to your pub to make good on a promise you had over a beer, I think you should pretty much get the guy tanked for the whole week he's there. I mean,
oh yeah, fish and chips.
Hey,
All the
guess what? Who's coming to Sydney, Nova Scotia for total solar eclipse on Monday, April 8th, 2024?
I'm going to be there even if I have to slither.
Who else is going to be there?
Your mom?
Jason Marshall, We Don't Have Cookies, Gary and Dino Show, Trey Cable, Roger the Wild Child Show, Compound Media, guys, Gary and Dino Show, and all those guys running the podcasts. And Base Guy Show.
Imogen, you're not going to come to see the eclipse in Sydney, Nova Scotia?
Yeah, I might wander over, poke my head in, say hi, see what's going on, check out a moment of darkness. Could be fun.
That'd be cool. And Compound Media coming
Comedeoro-logical
down.
report. Be the Comedeoro-logical report on
And what
scene.
about what about Angie TV and the Ghetto Basement? Owen Gonzalo and his friends are coming to Sydney on Monday, April 8th, 2024 for Total Solar Eclipse.
Yeah, they can come. And they can see the eclipse too. I decree. The guys in this picture here, right behind me, Frankie, those guys, those firefighters.
Those are your colleagues for the firefighters.
Yeah, that guy behind me in the picture, he's a big Frankie McDonald fan. Yeah. I tried to make a video. I said, say hi, Frankie McDonald. And he said, but I guess because my fingers were so dirty and the foam was so dirty that it actually took a picture and not a video. So now I got a great video of him going to say, hi, Frankie McDonald. And he's a big fan. But like, there we are. We're on top of the mountain. There's cell service up there. And Frankie sent me one of his clips that he sends me where he talks to somebody and someone in Sydney, Nova Scotia is like, hey, Frankie, can I get a picture? And he's like, yeah, if you stand here and let me talk at you for a minute. And then he gives them the whole spiel, Comedeoro-logical report. So there I am on the mountain and Frankie sends one of these videos. So I play it, right? And then the guys like nearby, they're like, what are you listening to? I'm like, oh, Frankie just sent me a video. And they're like, Frankie? I'm like, yeah, we make a radio show together. And they're like, what?
That guy, I know him.
Yeah, it was like I was a superstar there for a few minutes. But all day they're like asking questions about you. And he's just like, yeah, I've watched Frankie for so long, he was saying. So that was cool, I thought. Imogen Bailey. So you kind of missed all the smoke down there this week. And apparently you threw couches out windows. Because when old men die, it doesn't matter what you do to their stuff.
Exactly. When someone dies, that's when you whip all their furniture out the window. We did not get a ton of smoke here. It was a little bit hazy, but that's about it. Nothing major. Not anything beyond going to your average stoner's house. It was pretty light, pretty mild. Yeah. And I got to throw a fridge out the window. That was a highlight of throwing furniture out. Dealt with a couple of biohazards, threw a fridge out a window and some other miscellaneous furniture, and that was my week. Mild weather, lots of sun, more of the same. Although it is starting to go into our other season where it gets a little bit gray and damp and everything is just cold.
No, it's coming like big time fast. Like,
oh yeah.
Here's Prince George's forecast. Next few days. I mean, they're 2,500 feet lower than we are here in Wells, so you can take all those temperatures down quite a few notches for what we expect here in Wells, and all that where it says rain will be snow for us. 7 degrees, mix of sun and cloud on Saturday, 7 Celsius. That seems like a nice day. And -5 at night. 5 degrees Sunday, cloudy, periods of rain starting Sunday night, 3 degrees. Monday, it does warm up a little bit, 9 Celsius, but then -3 at night. Tuesday, 5 degrees, chance of showers, rain or flurries. At nighttime, -3. So there's some treacherous driving conditions possibly. Wednesday as well, 5-degree high. Chance of flurries, rain, or snow, or all that. And that's pretty common. I mean, there's special weather statements right now for special weather statements saying. Oh, Pannon's right here.
Yes. Special weather statements. Sorry, I was just going through pictures here. Okay, so special weather statements are saying that the potential could be there for some snow up in higher elevations, especially in the mountain passes. So the first snow of the season for mountain passes, Friday's afternoon through Saturday. The shift in the fall weather is finally happening tomorrow as that colder air mass arrives with the Pacific weather system. Periods of snow will likely give some accumulations over high passes from tomorrow afternoon to Saturday, and stay tuned for updates as we go through the weekend. So be prepared to adjust your driving conditions with changing road conditions. If visibility is reduced while driving, turn on your lights to maintain that safe following distance. And weather in the mountains can change suddenly, resulting in hazardous driving conditions. Road conditions available. DriveBC.ca.
Here's a little look at it's Thursday, 7 p.m. right now. That's northern BC snowing right now. Look at Friday, 9 a.m. For radio listeners' sake, we'll just skip ahead till Saturday because that's the soonest that anybody's going to be hearing. So, sort of a line of showers and snow moving through central BC at that time. Probably going to get a little taste of it here in Wells, northern BC up by Williston Lake, Rockies south of Peace Country there, up east and south of Fort Nelson. Then again, east of Vernon, you're starting to see some of that snow. That's some of those special weather statements are for you. In the Calgary foothills and into the Alberta Rockies, but not really into the province too much. Fort McMurray, yeah, getting some of that. And that's when that big low that Brad and I were pointing out earlier, Sunday at 9 a.m., we start seeing it up in the northern panhandle, and it's just dumping snow up there in Juneau, Alaska, and the big mountains, moving through British Columbia north. That's going to be a real story, that one. That's the one that's going to bring us quite a bit of snow on Monday, Tuesday as it wraps around. Bombogenesis, Brandon, do you think so?
Yeah, it looks like if we plot the pressure on there, we'd which is right in the bottom of your screen there, you'll see 984 millibars, which will be a drop in there for let's say, dropping about 984 millibars. So the pressure thing's right below your mouse there. Oh yeah.
But, then I don't want to take away from.
Oh, you'll still see
if
everything.
You can turn it on, yeah. All right.
Yeah. So 984 about 984, 983. So not quite bombogenesis, but mid-latitude cyclone nonetheless. So that'll be for the beginning of next week there.
It kind of loses its shape largely by Monday. You know, it's still kind of churning, and dumping a lot into the mountain ranges of British Columbia. Fort Nelson, Fort St. John, lots of snow up there. Terrace, incredible precipitation up there. Some of Vancouver Island looking at big dumps of rain, it looks like. North Shore, Vancouver Island, Vancouver on Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, I think we've turned the corner. Summer is off.
It's
over.
Happened
so fast. It happened so fast. What temperatures like there, Frankie?
Right now, it's around 10 to 9 degrees. It's around 6 to 10 degrees Celsius. It's nighttime low in my area. It's going to get colder overnight tonight in my area. That'll be close to 1 degree Celsius.
You sort of find yourself lucky being right on the ocean that you might get some nasty weather.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't get to minus 30 very often in Sydney, does it?
No, it doesn't. It gets minus 30 up in Bonaventure, Quebec, where Monica Beaulieu lives.
And it gets minus 30 in, here in Brooks, Alberta, that's for sure, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It gets a wind chill minus 30 where Monica lives in Bonaventure, Quebec.
What's the coldest it's ever been there, Frankie, in Sydney, Nova Scotia?
March 2001. Temperature was minus 21 without wind chill.
Minus 21. That's the coldest you've ever had?
Yeah.
Dude.
I was only 16 years old at the time.
It's like, it's going to be minus 16 next week here in Wells. Yeah, I mean, we get minus 20. We don't always get minus 40 in a winter, but we get minus 20. Like, that's a given. That's happening.
What about Siberia? How cold does it get there?
Probably colder than here. Siberia is one of the coldest places on Earth, isn't it, Frankie?
Yes. Antarctica was minus 91 degrees Celsius in Vostok Russian Research Station.
Russians just like cold things?
Minus 91 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, that's nothing, eh? You're listening to the Comedeoro-logical Report on CFR 88.7 FM and CKUW 95.9 FM. I am Joey Only. the Caribou Weather Dude. You can always watch the live. We live stream our Zoom call when we get together to make our shows, and it's often quite different than the final product because the final product we add clips in and we add things and we make it fit for time, and we make sure that any swearing or boo boos are out of it and try to polish it up and make it a show. So there you go. So, but we do live stream it on my, and you can watch the final version on Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude. So if ever you think back to an episode a few weeks ago you might have heard in the radio and you want to catch something that you heard on that again, you can always find it on my YouTube channel, Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude. Struggling to get subscribers. I got like 1,240, Frankie.
Yeah. I got 281,000 subscribers on my channel.
He's got 281,000 subscribers.
It's because Frankie's magic.
Since I opened up my YouTube channel on June 14, 2011.
Talk to us about your first big video, Frankie.
Severe earthquake warning for California, September 2010. I was on Tosh 4.0 season 2, episode 13.
That's the one where you're standing in a baseball field, isn't it?
Yeah, soccer field.
Soccer field, right? Yeah, that's a pretty good one. That's classic. I was on Tosh 2.0. If anyone ever remembers that, that was Frankie McDonald. Imogen, how many shows have you been on before? How many TV shows? You've been on TV.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I'd have to take a look at my IMDb page, and that's like most of it's not even on there. I don't know. It's not that exciting. My appearances are not very interesting. Occasionally doing makeup tutorials on like Shaw or something, and that's about it. So I don't know.
No, like appearances on an old episode of Columbo or something.
I do occasionally appear in the background of something. I was in a horror movie a long time ago, and I kind of made a point of so as we were filming, it was this really lousy independent indie movie, and when the director says, "Okay, let's try that again. I have an idea," and you do it, and then he goes, "Let me think. Yeah, okay, good enough."
That means when they're filming a movie, that means they have to clear, the public has to evacuate the sector before the filming starts.
Usually
a pretty good sign.
Those movie industry, they got their own public actors, like a general public actors like general public.
It's a pretty good sign your director's really committed to the picture when he says good enough.
Yeah, when the director is saying stuff like that, and it's when the crew and the cast are going, "Wow, that really failed. Can we do that again?" And the director is going, "And no, that'll be fine." That's a bad sign. So I kind of made a point of I kind of
when he's like, "You guys are such bad actors. Nothing you do is going to make it good."
Oh, everything was terrible. Like we know it's going to be unwatchable. And so I kind of made a point of I kind of accidentally forgot to sign some of the papers. And so when they caught that and came back to me, I kind of went back and I changed my name on it. So I put a fake name on there. I originally tried to be credited as B. Arthur, but they wouldn't let me. So I used a fake name, and I'm not going to say what it was, but I do appear in a horror movie under a fake name. So, and it's just like John Smith kind of thing too. So it would not stand out with my usual flair.
So if you recognize John Smith from that really bad horror movie, that's who on the air right now.
Yes.
Yeah, TV. Yeah, that's fun stuff.
So that means when they're filming a movie in neighborhood, that means they have to evacuate the whole neighborhood just for filming.
Sometimes, yes.
There was a pretty big production that was made here in Barkerville this spring, a Western movie.
Yep.
And so here's the catch. It wasn't a Hollywood Western. It wasn't even a Canadian Western.
Was it Chinese?
It was a Bollywood Western. So they had it was all in no one who worked on the project from here in town could understand a lick of what was being said in the movie. And and they were just had no idea what they were doing too. It's like they're coming up to it's the wilderness up here, you
That
know.
means they could even film a horror movie just outside of Toronto, Nova Scotia, out in the woods.
Which one was that, Frankie?
I'm talking about, just imagine that if they film a horror movie just
Oh.
outside of Toronto, Nova Scotia.
Okay, I can imagine that.
Let's
And,
take a moment and imagine the details of it.
Bubbles
Kinda
gets
horror.
killed by the Blair Witch.
There's a monster no one's heard from in a while. Is the Blair Witch still stalking around anywhere? Is that still a thing?
I remember movie Marty. It was filmed in western Nova Scotia, just off Highway 101,
Oh,
close to Digby.
That movie came out and everyone's like, it's so scary. And I was just like, I watched it and I was like, man, that was a waste of my time.
yep. I thought it was unintentionally funny because of how many people believed it. The concept of the found footage thing, it's a creepy concept, and it was a new idea as far as a theatrical release goes, but the number of people who watched that horrible documentary that was on Space Channel and actually believed it was fantastic, those were the people that you could scare the hell out of very easily.
War of the Worlds, man.
Yeah. Have you listened to the original broadcast?
Not recently.
And that means a couple of weeks back and earlier in the month, military has left City, Nova Scotia after Fiona, cutting down. They got more trees to cut down. Military did a lot of their part. They all left City, Nova Scotia after Fiona. There's still the remnants to clean up.
Yeah, I just checked out the chat. There are people watching on YouTube right now. Point Fire, love and respect from Scarborough, Toronto. Right on. Back at you. I had a girlfriend in Scarborough when I was a teenager, and I hitchhiked in and out of that. It was spent a lot of time in Scarborough. Shelly Selinsky, hello, awesome people. Hello, Shelly. Imogen says hello. Well, she's right here. Sean Keon, Muckwa, my brother down there in Elliott Lake, says there's snow there. Expecting double digits for the weekend. Indian summer. Miss you, Muckwa. I love you so much, buddy. Could use your help right now. I'm down with no firewood, no truck, man. I could sure use a brother like you around. Christine Jensen, hello to everyone. And and Point Fire, regarding your story, Brandon says if it was Scotland, they would have hit him with a cover charge.
Yes.
For to get in the pub to get his drink there.
Right there.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I should tell you about my movie experience, eh?
Yes.
Yes. So there's actually there could have been two. I could have been in two movies.
Could have.
First, this was a while back, and if you've probably seen this movie of Robin Williams' RV, right? They filmed it out here. I was gonna be an extra in that movie, just in the background, camping, pretending I'm camping, and then they didn't need me anymore. So
you got fired from camping?
Yeah.
Wow.
In a movie called RV.
Awesome. Yeah, that was actually a pretty funny movie too.
It was, yeah. And then
a movie that I probably wouldn't watch normally, but for some reason was on. It was a long winter, and I had a hard drive full of movies, and I was like, "What's RV?" And put it on. I was like 5 minutes in. I was like, "I'm not going to watch this." And then I somehow just kept watching a little longer, and then a little longer, and then kept getting suckered in a little longer, and then I was like, "Man, this is a funny movie."
It is. So you know that gas station they stopped at when he loses his computer in the stall? That gas station's about 15 minutes away from where I am right now. So that movie was actually filmed here. Yeah, it was. Some of it, parts of it.
Well, and it has a real Alberta feel. Now that you say that, when he's at his house and the neighborhood with the way the trees are, it definitely has that Alberta feel for sure.
Yeah.
So that was your almost in two movies?
Yeah, then another one, I was supposed to actually, this was about 5 years ago. This was a secret. It's not much of a secret anymore because it's whole movie got canceled for some reason. But they're going to be filming a movie out in, say, out by Dinosaur Provincial Park over here. And they needed somebody to come out and observe and write down weather conditions for every hour of the day while the movie was filming. And I was asked to do that from one of our meteorologists in Calgary. So you're part of the movie team there because he can't come out here to Brooks every day to do that because he's in Calgary. So they're looking for a weather enthusiast to do that. So I said I'd do that. And yeah, we were about 1 week away before start production and they canceled the whole movie.
they're like, Brandon Houck? No.
No.
Just shut the movie down.
Shut the movie down, yeah. So they shut the movie down, and then yeah, that was that. So those are two. I don't even know what the movie was going to be called or anything. I was not sure who was all in the movie. I heard there's going to be some big actors around. So yeah, you never know.
Sounds legit. That's quite the story.
Yeah.
Almost a weather guy in a movie. You don't know which one. That.
So
it's quite the claim to fame you got there, man.
Yeah, that was yeah. And then yeah, so I've also been on the Weather Network and a lot of news stations before, so at least I've been on TV.
I remember that movie Ben-Hur that takes place long time ago.
Did you just recently watch Ben-Hur? Is that why you're bringing it
That
up?
was back in. I saw that in the movie theaters in 2016.
Awesome. I love the randomization of Frankie's input. This is part of what makes Frankie the best.
Yeah.
How many movies you been in, Frankie?
0. And that means I was on a high school movies, A Life in Outer Space high school play in 2004. And I was on a Life in Outer Space movie in 2004, 2005 during my high school days.
Well, you've been on Tosh 2.0 at least, so
Tosh
you've been on lots of
2.0
TV.
season 2 episode 13 back in 2010.
You've been on lots of shows, haven't you?
Tosh 0.0 season 2 episode 13. I was on CBC Debaters Radio.
Oh yeah, that's right. I heard that one. Yeah. I've been background with this. One time they were filming this sort of documentary on the gold rush or something here, and the director asked me to cut down a tree with an axe. So I did, and they filmed me cutting down a tree with an axe. It was awful. I mean, if you try cutting down a tree with an axe, it's not fun.
It takes a while, that's for sure.
It takes a while.
Yeah.
I'm good at swinging an
I
axe,
remember-
and
I
I beat
remember
the
the
hell out of
movie.
that tree before it came down. And then they didn't use any of the footage.
Those dirty bastards.
They didn't give me
They just wanted to see you do it.
language.
Wait a minute, back in 2016 at the movie theaters, and I saw the movie Pete's Dragon. Takes place in Montana.
Like they could have given me like just one axe chop, even just a half-second clip. Even I did all that work to cut down a tree. CBC.
I just want to circle back to this language thing. What was the questionable content there? I'm going to throw that out there. There were no swear words.
There
Nothing
was.
but
Remember
letters.
that.
Unnecessary
Over-
expletives for a radio show.
I
First
found
off,
it
it was
in
very
Russia,
necessary. Secondly, it was not expletive.
a different country, Russia. You're not allowed to speak against government. You can't take pictures of industrial property. You can't take pictures of railroads. You can't take pictures of train stations. You can't take pictures of kids' roads and things like this. You're not allowed to speak against the government. And Russian government's getting stricter all the time. Internet's becoming limited. Internet's really government controlled. Limited internet usage in Russia.
I will use my expanded vocabulary and say those sad, sadistic, poopy criminals in the Kremlin. See, that's how you use more words. That's a great way to not swear.
In a different country, China, you can't speak against the government. They put you with a place where you live and things like this. The government totally tells you what to do.
Okay,
Everyone
so
keeps
to circle back,
phoning and messaging and dinging, and it's like, ding, I can't be there, and then the phone's ringing, and It's like my kids are upstairs. I'm like, I'm just trying to make a radio show, everybody.
You're a popular guy.
Poopalar. Poopalar.
That's Snoop Dogg's birthday today too. Yeah.
I wish him a
Oh.
happy birthday on Instagram.
You did. Awesome.
He's probably a Frankie fan.
Oh, I bet he is. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's in with those Trailer Park Boys, so I'm sure he knows of the Frankie.
Oh yeah.
Good chance of it. That's kind of fun.
You ever talked to Snoop Dogg before, Frankie?
He shared my video back in 2016.
Awesome.
I love that you remember the year.
Well, he remembers the day too.
Oh, yeah.
He was giving us a short version this time. Yeah, wow. So we got a few minutes left in the show. Any last words from anybody?
Smoke weed, lift weights. Makes life good.
I've been doing a lot of kung fu practice this week again,
Nice.
as I do many weeks.
Oh yeah.
I haven't actually been smoking that much weed lately. Like it's just I've been focused on cardio and weights, and I've been using, instead of like weed at night, I'm using pre-work in the morning. And yeah, I gotta say, living with my own brand is awesome.
Nice.
It's not like I actually intended to cut down on the weed. It's just I had less and less interest. And I'm like, and then the other day I realized that it had been almost a week since I smoked any. So I'm like, interesting.
Weird.
Better. Cool.
Imogen not smoking.
I know. Well, it's a nighttime thing. And I don't smoke a lot, but it's usually at night. And it's just I've been sleeping without weed, which is nice. So yeah, pre-work in the morning gets you going and burn your energy properly throughout the day, hit the weights and sleep.
Joey, I just found out Gabriel Berardo couldn't join tonight because he got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, and I think he was watching that Leafs hockey game too. You like my background picture right now, Frankie? That's my cat, Meowie. He's a special cat. He follows me all around town. He's got his own little friends. He does his own little thing.
WHL team Prince George Cougars, they're facing against Vancouver Giants tomorrow evening.
Awesome. I used to work for the Vancouver Giants. Did you know that?
Cool. What did you do?
I worked for Amp Merchandising for a number of years.
Coming to Victoria, British Columbia Saturday, October 22nd. Vancouver Giants are heading for Victoria, British Columbia to play. Victoria Royals are facing Vancouver Giants on Saturday, October 22nd in Victoria.
I worked at Network Records. It was a subsidiary company they had, Amp Merchandising, and Amp Merchandising did Vancouver Giants hockey, BC Lions football, Whitecap soccer, and Canadians baseball. So I worked all those different games, but mostly I worked Vancouver Giants games. That was my thing. I wanted to be in the baseball more, but there was only two people who worked the vending at that, and it's like it's a daily gig basically when there's a homestand going on. Those guys were just not giving up their spot, so it was hard to get into baseball games. But BC Lions did a lot of that, but that was like 2 or 3 games in a month, right? Not much. So for Amp Merchandising, and then I worked for the Giants when they won the Memorial Cup, and they won the Memorial Cup in Vancouver, so I got to see it, and it was amazing. So I know what the thrill of a national championship can be like.
Nice.
When rung above the style system that Brooks Bandits are in, that's Major Junior.
Hey Joey,
WHL
this is original picture of the Joey only showed me Photoshop with Joe Biden.
That's right. You remember that? When we first started the show, this was one of the pictures we used for
Your
like
background.
the photo of the show on YouTube. It was like, again, Joe Biden just got sworn in, and there was Frankie. What did you tell him, Frankie?
Then you're doing great, Joe, so far, President Biden.
Yeah,
That's one way
so
to put
there's
it.
Frankie. There's Frankie. He's back. Frankie said it's Photoshop, but I don't believe it. He's representing Canada there. That's Joe Biden. And did he smell you? Did he smell your head, Frankie?
That means he didn't smell it because it's Photoshop. Somebody did it.
Okay.
You did it.
Joe Biden did not sniff Frankie's head.
Can we get someone to Photoshop Joe Biden snurfing Frankie? Would anyone be interested in doing that? Anyone watching? Any of Frankie? Any of your fans? Any Frankie fans in the world? Please Photoshop Joe Biden smelling Frankie's head.
Any Frankie fans in the world, we need more songs like the ketchup, relish, mustard, what? That's
I don't know that one.
because you don't watch the final product of our episode, Imogen. Been playing it like every week.
Did you hear about
I
that?
see.
And last week in September 2022, my internet was limited because I had no power internet for a week. My internet was limited because I had to go to places where there's Wi-Fi to get the internet. It was limited internet on my phone because of power outage from Fiona.
That was like one of the worst things about the hurricane, wasn't it? No power, no internet.
I still appeared on your show.
You still made it. When there's no power or there's no internet, you can't even go on the internet and complain that there's no internet, no power.
I had to eat at Chinese restaurants and things like this because of power outage, and there was no power that's inside of my house. I can't even cook meals.
You're just texting on a black screen to nothing. Like, help! No power! Can't complain to anybody about it. That's how I feel when Wellesley power goes out.
The last video I did before the power outage, that was on Friday evening when it's windy and rainy. That's the last time I did a video before my power went out. That was on Friday, September 23rd evening.
Did you make any YouTube videos this week, Frankie?
I just did one for Antarctica. Gonna be 24-hour daylight soon. I just posted on my YouTube channel. That is my latest video.
And we'll copy and steal it and put it on the show. Well, that's the show for this week, right? It's already been pretty much an hour.
What about my social media? My Twitter is at FrankieMD. My Facebook is Frankie Down. My Instagram is FrankieMD1984. My TikTok is FrankieDown1984. My Clapper is FrankieDown1984. My Twitch is FrankieDown1984. My Snapchat is FrankieMACDON. My LinkedIn is Frankie Down. And my YouTube channel is Dogs Wolves. Best of luck to you. I'm Frankie Down. You're listening to Comedian Plus Meteorology, Caribou Weather Duel, Comedian Meteorological Weather Report with Joey Only every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. I'm Frankie Down.
And we hope all you radio listeners out there, C for 88.7, you'll tune in every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. again next week. And you'll tune in noon again on Mondays in Winnipeg on C for 88.7 to hear another wacky recount of the world of weather. This is our silly show about weather. I mean, we've been pretty droll tonight. Have we been funny?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, we haven't.
I haven't laughed.
I've been funny.
Of course you have, yes.
Yeah.
You're Joey Only.
Just not funny enough. But I promise next week, if you tune in, I will be funnier. I give you my Scout's honor. Just like, see Joe Biden there behind me and YouTube viewers. I'm going to do the Joe Biden.
I just found it out there's so many individuals out there Photoshop me on the crab's body. It's not true. Some of those individuals out there Photoshopping me on the dog, Photoshopping me on the frog, and Photoshopping of me on the crab, or Photoshopping me on the kangaroo and things like this. It's not true.
Wait, hold on. Did you seriously not ride a kangaroo? Is that what you're saying? That you did not ride on a kangaroo?
Some people say Frankie Down's a shapeshifter, but it's no such thing as a shapeshifter in real life.
Frankie is not a kangaroo. I swear on Joe Biden's presidency.
You're going to high five Joe Biden right there, man. Looks like you're going to high five him. Put your hand up like that.
Okay.
There you go. Now just.
And what else?
There you go, Joe. Yeah, it's hard to hit him.
There's so many videos out there. Somebody Photoshop Frankie Down on zebras, giraffes, head, and Photoshop my head on a giraffe and things like this. It's not true.
Don't ruin it for me, Frankie.
They photoshopped your head on a giraffe.
See, I want to live in a world where that's a thing, where there are Frankie-headed giraffes.
Yes.
That's the world I want to live in.
That's the world I want to live in.
These things are real to me. They're very real to me. I appreciate monsters and mutants and mayhem. You've seen what I do for fun. This is the world I want. I'm happy with it.
Bring back the Frankie-headed giraffe. All you genetic students in university, we want you to make a 4-headed Frankie. Okay, we'll see you next week, everybody. Bye. Bye for now. I have the loudest kids. They just do not know how to watch TV quietly. Thanks, kids, for being good. They can't watch TV without like touching each other.
Oh yeah.
Or, like giggling and
It's like old times, yeah.
yeah.
And Frankie's gone.
And Frankie is instantly gone. That's how it
Yep.
goes. And and Point Fire says always love seeing Frankie guest on Derek Rants. So right on. Well, I guess that's show for this week. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Brian Schmidt, I wish you'd just come on, even if it's for 5-10 minutes next time.
Yeah,
That
poke your
guy's
head
so
in, say
funny, and
hi.
he knows his weather, man. It's
He
like
does.
it's like one guy from America that comes on who like really knows his weather stuff, right? It's like we need that. We need more of that. We need Reed Timmer on. We need more. So I got the kids here, and we're probably gonna watch Andor, and I'm gonna not make the show till tomorrow morning.
Awesome. Have fun. Did I
Yeah.
send you my weird biohazard video with the hazmat suit? I don't know if I,
I
did.
don't think
I
so.
think I'm pretty sure I sent it. I just couldn't remember if it was like for this week or if it was last week. A lot of that stuff kind of runs together. That it was what was really notably creepy about that one was like, first off, it took before we went in, the family wanted to deal with the property as much as they could. They wanted to sort through stuff and take as much out. What it was they were actually quite embarrassed. Most people don't like it when like a hoarding mess has to be dealt with by someone else. They don't want anyone to see this. Now, there's a lot of different types of hoarding jobs. Sometimes they're really gross. Sometimes it's just a lot of like boxes of old stuff. Like it looks like the whole house looks like a storage locker. This was moldy. There was a lot of mold. So when they pulled it out, there was a lot of like mildew and mold all up the walls and stuff like that. They'd actually cleaned a lot out. So the photos that I used in the little video that I put together of it, that's after it took them 6 months to get the actual boxes of stuff out. And they had done a lot of cleaning in there already. So that was like 6 months of work to get it to the point when I took the photos that I sent you. But they could not physically get under the house to get the remaining stuff out. That's where they called us in, is to go and take care of that. So in the video that I made, I was wearing like my hazmat kind of stuff going under the house. And there was so much tetanus. Like there was so much like scrap metal and pieces of stuff. Like there's like siding from a trailer. A trailer or mobile home had been dismantled and stored with all these partially made projects. Like someone clearly wanted to repurpose like the walls of a mobile home or something. That was odd. But what was really notable about it was the lack of spiders. There were no spiders down there. And there is something like spiders are creepy, but when spiders vacate an area, it takes on a new subtle unconscious level of horror. So that was disturbing. It was the lack of spiders. I was fascinated. Before going in, I was like, I was chatting with the other guy about it. I'm like, dude, I'm going to get eaten by a giant fucking spider. And he goes, oh, it'll be fine. Just scare them off or whatever. Just, shoo them away. They're not that big. And as soon as I got in, I'm looking like I got my eyes open. I'm wearing my glasses and whatnot to keep crap out of my eyes. And I'm looking around and I did not see a single damn spider. Mummified rats, but no spiders.
Well, maybe there's no bugs.
Reminds me of that spider meme I shared the other week. That was funny.
And here's Janine Allister's posted. I ordered a chicken shawarma and it came with a hot dog. What the fuck? The face she's making too. It's just hilarious.
Confused disappointment.
Like, why is there a hot dog in my chicken shawarma?
Spiders put it there, man.
Blame the spiders, yeah.
Yeah, spiders did it. It's totally what happened.
I mean, that might be actually pretty good.
Well,
know,
I
it
mean,
could be
if
pretty
done
good.
right, hot dogs can go in anything. All right,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
about
true.
out of here because I got to go take care of some stuff. I got to get back to work.
Yeah, okay. Hot dogs and peanut butter. That's what I like.
All right, talk to you later.
Okay, everybody. I guess that's time to shut the show down. And see you next week. Cool. Thanks for coming on, everybody. Bye, Imogen. Already gone. Bye, Brandon.
Bye-bye.
Can't do without you. You're special.
Oh, well, thank you. There's my biggest
Okay. And thank you to the listeners and viewers out there. Subscribe to the channel and hit like and share. And tell friends.